The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
Talking business here in the Checkpoints again, and we will be telling you about GSC Sakcable, which was founded in 1958. From 2006, it has been remanufactured with new types of equipment, modern technological processes, increased product range capacity, and improved quality. Since 2014, the automated system of German production of quality and precision has been activated, leading to several international quality certificates. In 2016, with the help of the program producer in Georgia, the company was remanufactured in full re-equipment. The factory was equipped with a modern type of machinery which allowed them to produce the products under the latest international standards, such as ecologically clean halogen-free cable. Sakcable shops are represented in all regions of Georgia. Besides cable production, there are various types of electric goods available, including such famous brands as Schneider Electric, General Electric, 3M, Blauberg, etc. The rest is in Georgi's interview.
You have gained a lot of experience in banking. Now you are a representative of a production company. Does this role feel appropriate? For about 14 years, life outside banking had also been exciting. In your 14-year history, there were international banks too, like Société Générale, HSBC, and so on. Well, unfortunately, none of these institutions are on the market right now. My career started at HSBC, and I continued in the French group Société Générale, and then switched to the Bank of Georgia. If I'm not mistaken, it has been 14 months since you joined Sakcable. Yes, it has been 1 year and 2 months since I joined the team. What sort of company did you get to lead? What did you know about the company? What made you decide to completely change your usual work? I knew about the company in general since Sakcable as a brand is widely known. I had been thinking about leaving banking for a long time. I had also been thinking about which field I should have gone to instead. I have preference to the field of production. Production is the most difficult business, and especially our direction, that is the production of cables. All components, raw materials used in the manufacture of our cables are variable. In the case of raw materials, we trade on the London Metal Exchange, we buy copper, aluminium. We also have domestic production of plastics, which is also tied to certain exchange markets. It is a complex business. It is difficult. I wanted to learn something new. That's why I made this decision to join the cable production business. Sakcable from the day of its foundation until today. At what stage of development is the company today? The company was founded in 1958. The company had obviously gone through some difficulties. A lot has been done, but there is a lot to be done. The market has to be mastered. The goal is to grow. We have the ambition and resources, both in the local market and in export markets. We work a lot in this regard. I think we currently have fulfilled 50-60% of our potential. The potential and the resources are many and great. How can we redistribute this resource, especially if you are a stock-based company? International partnership. I am also interested in this part of the portfolio. We work in the direction of retail as well as in the direction of B2B. Our clients are large corporate clients, namely installation companies, construction companies. Our products are used in installation activities performed in a large shopping malls, hotels, etc. At what level does the company have relations with international brands? As for international connections, our suppliers are mainly foreigners. We have a fairly large network, a diversified procurement network, well-known brands, large and popular manufacturers of copper and aluminium. Are they mainly European, or there are European countries, the US, Uzbekistan, others? Client portfolio. Is it covered by the Georgian market, or are you already an export-oriented company? The main direction is the local market. I even mentioned that Georgia is quite a growing market and is directly linked to the construction materials market. We have a relationship with all the construction companies, and their growth is our growth. Consequently, there is a great potential for market uptake on the ground. As for the export part, we'll tell you about the plans for 2022 later on, but we have historically exported to a neighboring country, Armenia. In 2022, we are planning exhibitions of our products in different countries. The state, within the framework of Enterprise Georgia State Agency, supports the development of the export component for local producers. Therefore, we try to have good cooperation with the state, increasing our exports, developing and finding new markets as a priority. David, before we get into the details of the 2022 plans, I want to ask you how Sakcable overcame the pandemic period. What impact did the pandemic have on your business? In 2020, the operation of our factory was also suspended during a full lockdown. In 2020, there was also a lot of construction stoppage, which in 2021 was slowly reopened and work continued. 2020 was quite a normal year for our company. However, 2021 was already a new awakening for the economy and construction sector. Local market potential. Does it mean that there is a lot of competition? The market, as we mentioned, is growing quite a bit. The share of imports is also large. However, every year the supply of local factories, local production to the market increases, and the share of imports decreases. Well, this is due to the very quality, the responsibilities we have towards our partners. In general, a rather painful topic for us is imports, due to unhealthy, unfair competition. The main problems, as far as I know, are related to quality and its improper control. Yes, that's right. There is a relevant directive that the imported cable product should be controlled. However, unfortunately, this is not well enforced. Each cable contains the most expensive raw materials. For example, the price of copper per ton per day is $10,000. Aluminium, $3,500. 70% of imported goods are out of standard due to imbalances in their composition. We fight this with our own resources. We have a lab. When consumers are interested in whether or not to purchase imported goods, we ensure that they are actually exposed to what dangers they may face. The wire is not a tile or other item. The service life should be very long, 50, 60 years. Therefore, this is our customers with a cable of European quality standard and to fight against substandard imported products. Apart from a few activities that you mentioned, such as development of exhibition spaces with the involvement of Enterprise Georgia, what else is in the company's plans for 2022? The plans for 2022 are pretty big. Companies involved in production need development, growth and modernization. We always strive to be innovators, to introduce new technologies. Technologies are developing in the market and the world in general in such a way that we have to follow this trend. Otherwise, the competition will be very, very difficult. We are thinking of increasing the additional production capacity. This is one of the main plans for 2022. We have a lot of negotiations with the new suppliers on the equipment part, even though the existing equipment works well. We think we can do even more and work even harder. We're thinking of adding new machines and increasing production. This is part of the direct investment, which is directly related to the production, but we also have alternative investment projects that will reduce our costs, including the installation of solar panels. We have a pretty good area around the factory where we can place solar panels, reduce costs, including electricity costs, and become more efficient in the production. My last question is about opportunities. Taking into consideration the pandemic years and the recent sanctions, is it possible to conclude that the demand for your cable products will increase? If sanctions are imposed on countries that are big suppliers of the products we produce in the world and it becomes difficult to export the product from that country, then obviously there will be an increase in demand for our product. However, even without the sanctions, we would not complain of growth. We have about 40% growth in all directions.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.